Okay, so this is the next video in our continuation of our Microsoft AI-102 exam questions, and all these questions are available on examtopics.com website. So now we will cover next 5 questions, that is from question number 16 to question number 20. So in question number 16, so first 3 lines are like is not actually a question. Like they said that once you mark the question, like you will not like able to change it into the review section, so ignore that. So main question is like you create a web app named app1 and that runs on the Azure virtual machine named VM1, and VM1 is located on the virtual network vnet1. So there is a virtual network, and the virtual machine resides into the virtual network, and on the virtual machine we have the web application, that is app1. Now separately we have created some Azure cognitive search service named service1. Now we have to ensure that how app1, which is running on the virtual machine, can directly connect to the service1 and without routing traffic over the public internet. So the solution they provided is you should deploy service1 and a public endpoint, and you configure a network security group. So does this meet the goal? So all these questions are actually basically same. So last 3 questions. In this question, like they told, okay, we will use the Azure private link, but we will also create a public endpoint to a new virtual network. So public endpoint to a new virtual network doesn't needed, only Azure private link is needed. And in the next question, the question is same but solution is different. They told that okay, create a public endpoint and can configure an IP firewall rule. So that is also wrong. And in this, they told create a public endpoint, but this time they told that okay, we will for the virtual network we will create a network security group. So does this meet the goal? So yes, yes, this meets the goal, because using the network security group, we can allow some inbound and outbound rules. So what all the traffics we want to allow into our network, and what all as per the rules, what all the network we want to filter out. So that is correct. So they said option number B, that is no, but actually answer is yes. So most of the people say yes only. So seems yes, seems yes, seems yes. Okay, so let's see the next question. Okay, question number 17. So you plan to perform predictive maintenance. You collect IoT sensor data from 100 industrial machines for a year. Each machine has 15 different sensors. So that generate data at 1 minute intervals. In total, you have 5,000 time series data sets. So you need to identify unusual values in each time series. So time series data are basically those data, like let's say you draw some a plot on x and y axis. So and there is a one graph. So and the graph is running consistently, and suddenly like you see some peak in that graph. So that peaks show that there is some anomaly, right? So they told how we will identify unusual values or unusual, when there is any unusual value comes. So you either you will find some peak, or either you will find some like the bottom line into your time series data. So to find the unusual values in time series data, we have the anomaly detector. So basically that unusual activity called as anomaly, so we will use the anomaly detector service. So they told okay, which cognitive service we should use to identify unusual values in the time series data. We will use the anomaly detector. So search is basically just to search into the database. Form recognizer to read the form. Custom vision is like just a we have to identify some images, but not for the time series data, not to find the anomalies. So anomaly detector is correct answer. So anomaly detector is correct answer. Even in the as per the discussion, people say anomaly detector. So question number 18. So you are developing a streaming speech to text. So we are developing some service that will convert speech to text, but it is a streaming speech. So streaming speech means a continuous flow of speech, and that we will use speech SDK. So either using by code, by writing some code, and MP3 encoding. So the speech is in the form of MP3. you need to develop a method to convert speech to text for streaming MP3 data. So just remember the keyword streaming. It is streaming data and in the form of MP3. So how you complete the code? So one code is like given to us. We have to just complete it. So if you like correctly see, we have to convert the streaming speech. So out of these four options, right? So you like if you closely monitor, like we have to convert the streaming speech. So stream, we will use the stream format. So stream format present into out three options, right? So option number one is eliminated because like it's just a config and set property. We don't need this. We need some function like which contains some like a stream format. So audio stream format that dot get compressed format, that is okay. Audio stream format dot get wave format, PCM, okay. Pull audio input stream, okay. So these three looks okay, but uh, we are like saying that we are passing the MP3 encoding, right? And they told okay get wave format WAV. So that is wrong. So we are passing the like MP3 encoding, right? And pull audio input stream, and now two option left: pull audio input stream and audio stream format get compressed format. So by default streaming speech service works on the WAV format, that is .wav file. If there is any other format, so first we have to compress that format. So here we don't have the WAV format, so here we have the MP3 encoding. So that's why we have to first compress this that particular format. So the correct answer is audio format dot get compressed format. And now we have to recognize the speech to convert into a text. So the correct function is speech recognizer rather than the keyword. So it's not a keyword, it's not a speaker, it's a speech recognizer. It's not a synthesizer, it's a speech recognizer. So if we reveal the answer, so it's a like stream format, but we have to compress it because it is not a WAV format. And the correct answer is speech recognizer. So question number 19, you are developing an internet based training solution for remote learners. Your company identifies that during the training some learners leave their desk for the long period. So like there is an internet based training solution, like online training is given, but it has been identified that like some learner join the training but they leave their desk and for a long period of time. So we are making some like a computer program which will detect whether the learner is actually present and paying attention or not. So which Azure cognitive service like we will use? So if we have to detect whether the person is like actually present in front of the camera or not, so we will like some kind of like detect their faces, their speech, right? So what we have to do, so from a learner's video feed, so the feed which is coming from the like learner's end, we will verify whether the learner is present using face cognitive search API. So we will identify whether there is any face or not from learner facial expression, whether the learner is paying attention or not. So face a cognitive API service like identify the facial expression as well. So we will use the face. From learner audio feed, so this time we are getting the audio feed. So whether the learner is talking or not. So if there is an audio feed, we will not use the face service, we will not use the text analysis, we will use the speech service. So correct answer is face and speech. Question number 20, you plan to provision a Q&A maker service. So Q&A maker service is like you have some predefined set of question and answer into the database. So you created some service and a kind of a bot service. Whatever the question we will ask, so it will like search into our knowledge base, and based on the like best result, it will give us the answer. So we are trying to create a Q&A make service into the resource group RG1. So in RG1 you create an app service plan. So in that particular resource group we have created an app service plan. So it's not an app service, it is an app service plan named AP1, which two Azure resources are automatically created. So they told that when we like, it has been noted that like whenever we create any service into the Azure or in any other cloud platform, along with that service the dependent service like as well created in parallel. So they told that once we create the Q&A maker service, but all other service like will be created automatically. So out of like these five, right? So this is the cognitive service, right? So language understanding like doesn't suit here, so we are not talking about the natural language thing, so because it is a predefined set of questions, so language understanding is wrong. Azure SQL database, Azure storage, so these are totally wrong. We are not creating any kind of like storage database service. So fourth option is Azure cognitive search. So search a service will get automatically created, because so whenever we write any question into a service, so what it will do, it will use the search service and it will try to particular, sorry, what happened, okay, leave that. So it will try to find, 1 minute, how to close this. Okay, so using the search service, it will try to find the particular keyword into the database. So Azure cognitive search service like automatically created, and we are creating the app service plan. So Azure app service also will be get created. So answer is D and D. We have to select like two options are correct: Azure cognitive search and Azure app service. So if I go to the particular link, so they have provided some link. So if you come into the Azure portal and search the Q&A maker and click on the create, right? So one GUI face will be open, so it will ask, okay, give the name of the Q&A service, and it will ask the resource group. Okay, along with that it will ask the app name, so that is basically the app service. So that's why like the Azure app service will also will get created. So finally once everything will be get created, so we could see like uh, app service will be created, and the cognitive like service will also get created, but plan already exists, and search service also created, right? So these two service will get created. So that's it. So for the video, thank you.